Set off. Follow the ways of the wind. Trails older than time. Where centuries long, hands have stood raised in welcome. Follow the ways of water. Follow the boundary between east and west. Wander through fields of light, where stories are told without words. Follow the paths of the song of stone and sun. You will find a town awakening, cradled in the Karsk, Stolats, prehistoric man's shelter, an Illyrian stronghold, an ancient municipium, a medieval town, a final resting place, a retreat for bays, an Austro-Hungarian domain. But that is not all. The Bregova, the lifeblood, a blue thread interweaving space and time. Somewhere in its Karsk riverbed, in the shelter of a shady rock, our ancient ancestors found a home, the Badan Cave. The first inhabitants left behind a trace, an engraving of a horse pierced by arrows, the oldest known depiction of visual art in the southeast of our continent. Here, on this land, stone does not signify desolation, but constancy. One builds on it, lives in it. Civilizations have evolved from it. The Hellenized Illyrian tribe, the Daurs, relying on the natural fortification of Stolat's limestone, founded their seat, Daurson, a megalithic enigma in the heart of Herzegovina. Archaeological excavations have uncovered a wealth of amphorae, an Illyrian relief, and a bronze helmet. They even had their own mint, a symbol of independence. Today, almost 2.5 millennia later, their stone ramparts still bear witness to their former power. With the dawn of a new era, Stolats became the Roman municipum Diluntum, which persisted for centuries. Excavations have unearthed 10 mosaics, whose rich ornamentation and superb craftsmanship make them the most outstanding works of visual art discovered within the borders of present-day Bosnia and Herzegovina. As the spirit of Christianity spread, early Christian basilicas were gradually raised in the Stolac area. In the 5th century, an early Christian basilica was built in Rivinima, the easternmost basilica of the Romanized world discovered to date. Here on this land, stone does not signify oblivion, but the foundation of permanence. The stone of Vidostak, preserved in relief of the Virgin and Child, the figures of mother and son, carved 1,000 years ago. Traveling through time, the stone sleepers of Radinma necropolis emerge, scattered haphazardly across the silence of Vidovo Field. The tombstones are adorned with symbols of the sun, depictions of daily life, hunting, and nightly games, and figures with raised hands. Among them, at the forefront of the stone ensemble, stands a tall tombstone in the form of a cross, the first to greet travelers and the last to bid them farewell. A few hundred meters to the northeast stands an old shrine, the Orthodox Church of Saints Peter and Paul from the 15th century, the eternal resting place of Duke of the House of Hrabran. Beside the church stand the judges' chairs, which give today's town its name. The rolling hills to the southwest of Stalac guard the Belyuni necropolis, Nearly 300 tombstones, renowned for their rich ornamentation, are divided into two groups. Virgin Mary, sword, shield, numerous vines, rosettes, people and beasts, and a stone monument in the form of a magnificent cross marks the grave of Duke Vlatko Vukovic Kosacha. Life in those days was enriched by nearby Hutovo Plateau, a blue-green jewel of untouched beauty. Along the course of the Brgava, once known as the Vid River, murmurs still linger of tales of hands that ground grain. The construction of the mills and fulling mills along the Brgava began in the late Middle Ages and remained in the heart of Stolic's economy until the mid-20th century. Modest, single-story stone buildings with gabled roofs and water flowing through them were places where the power of nature and human industry established the rhythm of everyday life. High above the town, sentinels stand guard, the towers of the old city Vidoshki, one of the largest fortresses in the country. Its first foundations were laid in the time of Byzantine Emperor Justinian, who built a fortress here to protect trade caravans traveling the silk and salt routes between east and west. After his era, the town sank into silence until the arrival of the Slavs, reaching its full prominence during the medieval rule of Duke Stjepan Kosacha, when it became a seat of power and defense. With the Ottoman advance into these lands, the political and cultural face of Herzegovina changed. Thus, in 1471, Vidoshki fell under Ottoman rule, which shaped it into the form we recognize today. 13 towers with fortifications and ramparts following the contours of the hill. The religious heritage of Stolic continued to expand. Islam arrived. In the middle of the river basin, the Emperor's Mosque and a Sadrvan with 8 fountains were erected during the reign of Sultan Selim, who was known for building schools and places of worship. Over centuries of rule, other mosques and Oriental architecture enriched the town. The Rizvan Begovic Bey family built the residential complex Begovina, away from the bustle of the town. Its beauty and preserved state make it a rare residential treasure. The presence of a Jewish community marked it as a unique meeting place of Judaic traditions. As a sign of gratitude for the liberation of Sarajevo's Jews in the first half of the 19th century, Rabbi Moshe Danon vowed to make a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. Death claimed him near Stolic, where, in accordance with his final wish, he was buried. His grave, shaped like the Old Testament tablets of the Ten Commandments, became a pilgrimage site for the Jews of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Here, on this land, stone is not silent. It speaks. The stone fabric of the town is cut by the river and connected by numerous bridges, each with its own tale. The most poignant of all is the bridge of Sara Kasakovic, a testament to a forbidden love, which was separated by the river, faith, and tradition. Salko lost his life trying to swim to his beloved Sara. And years later, she erected a bridge there, joining the worlds that life had kept apart. With the arrival of the Austro-Hungarian monarchy, Stolec took on a new appearance. It became an orderly, strategically important and planned town. The water supply system built during this period still supplies the town today. Kupaye, the summer baths for Austrian officers, stands in the records as the first public swimming pool in the country. The army restored the old Vidoshki fortress and built a new fortification above it, overlooking the gorges and valleys. Hexagonal guard towers were erected on the surrounding hillsides. The legacy of the monarchy remains preserved in the town's contours. At the beginning of the 20th century, as the Ottoman era came to an end, the parish church of St. Elijah the Prophet was built. The Queen of Vidostak stands on its wall as a link in the millennia-long tradition of the Catholics of the Stolac region. Stolac, primeval cradle of art, Hellenistic rampart, Roman column of mosaics, medieval center, the stone sleeper's dream, the captain's residence, the imprint of an empire. Today is an open-air museum. If your heart knows where to search, wander through fig and pomegranate groves, along winding cliffs of vine, along trails older than time, where centuries long hands have stood raised in welcome. Set sail upon the river, set forth with the wind. Soar into the heavens and sing at the top of your lungs. The song of stone and sun. There, where the slumbering town lies cradled in the Karsk, you will understand that the paths from Stolac to you are not the same as the paths from you to Stolac. Finally, you will find the key to unlock the secret of how to become a native of Stolac. For a moment, for a day, for a lifetime. But that is not all.